Assalamu alaikum. Our lesson today is about line graph. So at the end of this video, you should be able to transform a graph into a data table. I want you to prepare notebook and a pencil, your physics booklet and a ruler. Before you start, please read and follow these instructions. Sit in a quiet place, prepare your stuff, follow my instructions, repeat the video more than once, and ask me if you have any question. In the previous video, we learned that to analyze a given data easily, a data table is a good and efficient method. But to interpret more easily certain data shown in a data table, a line graph is created. Inversely, we can transform a graph into a data table. But how? Observe the following graph. It shows the variation of expended energy calories with respect to body mass kilogram. How can we transform this graph into a table? How can we determine the number of columns and rows needed? Please use your ruler and pencil, then follow with me step by step. In this graph, there are two variables. Variable 1, body mass, kilogram, which is located on the x-axis. Calories burned in 30 minutes. Variable 2, which is located on y-axis. We explained before that the number of variables determine the number of rows needed. So, here there are two variables, then we need to draw two rows. Please, carry your pencil and ruler, then draw with me two rows. Waiting you. The first row for variable 1 and the second row for variable 2. So, the first row for variable 1, which is located on x-axis, and the second row for variable 2, which is located on y-axis. Write body mass in kilogram in row 1, energy in calories in row 2. What is the number of columns needed? How can we determine the number of columns needed? The points of the graph determine the number of columns needed. Here there are 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we need to draw 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is the time now to fill the table with the values of dependent and independent variables. How can we determine the values exactly? Let us start with point 1. Draw a perpendicular to the x-axis and another perpendicular to the y-axis. If we draw a perpendicular to the x-axis, what is the value obtained? 30. Write 30 in the table. Draw a perpendicular to the y-axis. What is the obtained value? 60. Apply this for the other points. The second point now. Draw a perpendicular to the x-axis and another perpendicular to the y-axis. What are the resulting values? Have you finished? Yes? 40 and 78. The third point. Draw a perpendicular to the x-axis and another perpendicular to the y-axis. Then tell me what are the obtained values. 50 and 95. The last point. Draw a perpendicular to the x-axis and another perpendicular to the y-axis. The values are 60 and 115. Finally, what is the title of this table? Both the data table and the line graph have the same title. So, write the general form of the title, then replace the dependent and the independent variables by their name. What is the title now? The variation of expended energy calories with respect to body mass kilogram. Now it's your time to evaluate your knowledge, so please stop the video and try to transform this table into a line graph. Please follow the explained steps and use your ruler and pencil during drawing. To facilitate your work, I advise you to ask yourself, what is the independent variable? What is the dependent variable? Have you finished? Let us correct together. Are your answers correct? Excellent. I'm proud of you. This is your agenda.
Thank you for your attention.